Aubrey, are you there right now? I was just wanting to confirm that you're actually going to be coming tomorrow. Because I think you already know very, very well that I have nothing to say to you at all.
Hello, Lisa. You don't need to worry about that at all, because the thing is that I'm not going to be headed there to talk to you.
Oh, that's right. You're just going to put on a happy little face for the family reunion, aren't you? And even though you haven't contributed anything to this family at all, you still think that you deserve to sit down with everyone for a nice family meal. Is that right? Honestly, I don't care what excuse you might have for yourself. You're worthless to me. You really are just the lowest of the low.
Contributed to the family. What are you even talking about, Lisa? What could you possibly mean by that?
Oh, come on. You know very well what I mean when I talk about contributing to the family. And what I'm saying is that you're not married, you hardly work at all, and you don't give any money to the family.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. So we're just rehashing this old conversation again, is that it? I thought we were past this.
I don't see how we could move past it when it's the reality. There's really nothing to be done about it, so why wouldn't I keep bringing it up like this?
But that's the thing, Lisa. None of what you've been sending to me is even true at all. I mean, do you really think that I barely work? I have a full-time job, thank you very much. Not only that, but if you're wondering about why I'm not giving my family any money, it's because no one has ever asked for any.
That is such a lie. I wonder if you even realize you're lying or if you're just living in a little fantasy world in your head. But I know that you're a little shut-in who barely leaves her home at all. After all, I hear it from your relatives and just about everyone who knows you. They tell me that you've always been like this, so you can lie to me all you want. I know that you're just a weirdo little shut-in.
No, look, I won't deny that if I had to describe myself in a certain way, I would probably say that I'm more on the shy side. But being shy doesn't mean that I don't have a job and that I don't work, you know.
You really just don't know anything at all. Of course, you being shy means that you wouldn't work as much as you pretend to. And I know that because if you really worked or knew what work was like, you would know how important communication is. And as for you, well, if you're not even willing to go out and meet new people and build trust with them, well, let's just say that someone like that is never going to succeed in life, and you'll certainly never ever get married if this is how you go about living.
Well, you know what, Lisa? That's just fine with me because I'm not in any big rush to get married in the first place.
Oh, come on. Why are you always trying to pretend and show off for me when I know that none of what you're saying is actually true? But what I do know that is true is the fact that you can't even have children. Isn't that right? And that just proves how useless you really are to this family. You really should have tried to learn from me while you had the chance. I already produced 5 children for this family, so what do you think of that?
I really don't think that in this day and age, as women, we have to prove ourselves worthy to our families by having kids. But anyways, you know that I have a condition that makes it very difficult for me to have children. So I really don't appreciate you trying to rub the fact that you can have children in my face, okay?
I don't see what the big deal is. I'm only being honest about the situation. Don't tell me that you can't even face reality, because you know that you'll have to when we see each other tomorrow, right? I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh man, I still have no idea why my brother ended up with a woman like you.
Hello there, Aubrey dear. I just wanted to thank you so much for today. I know how busy you are, and anyways, I just wanted to let you know that you didn't have to come to this little gathering today if you didn't want to.
Wait, what? Mom, what are you talking about? Why wouldn't I want to be here with everyone? I mean, especially you. I haven't seen you in forever, and I was really looking forward to getting to catch up after all this time.
I know, but well, you've already done so much, like when you agreed to do some of the cooking so that I wouldn't have to.
Oh, come on, Mom. You know I don't mind getting put to work in a little bit and things like this. Besides, I really enjoyed being in the kitchen with you. And if it meant that I got an excuse to get out of that crowded room every now and then and cool off, that's all the better.
Yes, I suppose you certainly are my daughter, given how shy we both are. Isn't that right? And I suppose that means that the both of us are quite bad at big gatherings like this. It can be so tricky how social you're expected to be.
You know, for these kind of family get-togethers, I'm not sure if it's that we're shy so much as there aren't many people that we even want to talk to in the first place.
Yes, I suppose for us, that probably is more accurately the case. I mean, even your father, rest his soul, could barely stand to be around these people.
But wait a second, I remember hearing that you were the one that organized this whole thing to begin with.
Yes, well, that much is true. But the thing is that there is something that I wanted to tell everyone who I invited here, and since you really don't have much to do with what I want to say, I was worried about inviting you at all. But I assume that your brother Josh invited you to this. He told me that he told you about this.
Well, now I'm really curious about what this is all about. I mean, what could you have possibly wanted to gather our family for?
Oh, I don't think that we have to talk about all of that right now. In fact, I would love for you to tell me all about how your work is going right now.
Well, I'm still enjoying working for the company that I'm with right now, and I'm still able to keep a pretty high level of output. Thankfully, everyone else there in the office are just so kind and helpful. They're always giving me a hand.
Oh, I see. So then I take it to mean that you're still doing the same thing for that company as you were the last time that we spoke?
Yeah, of course. And yes, before you ask, my motivations for doing this kind of work are still largely the same.
You really are amazing. Do you know that? I just want you to know how proud of you that I am, and to think how nice we might have had it if it weren't for that woman.
That woman? Who are you talking about, Mum? What woman are you referring to?
Oh, sorry, did I actually type and send that? Forget I did that, please. Anyways, let's go out and eat for now. We can talk about all this later.
Okay, Mom. If you say so, then that's what we can do.
Aubrey, are you there? I'm sure that you've noticed what's been going on by now, haven't you? Or have you really not noticed at all that all your relatives are doing their best to avoid you? Of course, I can hardly blame them for wanting to avoid someone like you. After all, so many members of your family are so rich and defined, unlike you.
Oh, sorry, I guess I hadn't really noticed it all. Either that or it just really isn't bothering me.
You little brat! You really just have no shame at all, do you? Anyone with half a brain should be able to piece together by now that nobody wants to hang out with you because you're a little shut-in. And just what is this food? Did you actually make it? No wonder nobody is touching their plates at all. You really ruin everything you put your hands on. Do you know that? I mean, honestly, what kind of woman is still single in her 40s? Oh, that's right. It's the kind of woman that doesn't know how to take care of house or even cook for her family. That's who.
I'm sorry, but are you just texting me because you want to insult me? Because if so, then I think that this conversation's over.
This conversation isn't over until I say that it's over, actually. And you really need to learn how to act. Don't you realize that you need to be doing more for your family? When are you finally going to wake up and realize just how selfishly you've been living this entire time, huh?
Seriously, are you done yet? Why do you always have to subject me to this? At the very least, if you're going to insult me, then why not find me and do it to my face? Why do you always have to hide behind the screen of your phone?
Oh, please. You think that you even deserve to have me tell you exactly what I think about you to your face? You're not even worth the effort. Besides, you should be grateful that I'm saying anything to you at all. After all, I'm only telling you what everyone else here is thinking. We're all laughing at what a complete and total loser you are.
But you don't have the guts to say any of those things to my face, do you? You're trying to talk down to me about what a weird little recluse I am when you don't even have the bravery to confront me in person. So how about you remember to point the finger at yourself when throwing around blame, okay?
Excuse me? Did you really just send me all those messages? Ugh, you really need a wake-up call. I mean, just who do you think you are to talk to me like that, huh? But I'll have you know that you're completely wrong. It's not that I can't say these things to your face. It's that I just don't think that you're worth the effort.
Oh, come on. What have you even got to lose, Lisa? I mean, if my family really all hate me as much as you say they do, then coming up right to my face and telling me all the things that you've been thinking and texting me shouldn't be a problem, isn't that right?
You really just don't get this at all yet, do you? I'm not doing that because I don't want to completely humiliate you in front of your friends and family. Honestly, I'm quite nice when you think about it. You really should be on your knees thanking me and kissing the ground that I walk on.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen. Like, at all. Why would you even say something like that?
It's not going to happen? You think that it's going to happen? Well, who cares what some complete loser who is going to spend their entire life single thinks about what's going to happen?
Are you really just bringing up the fact that I'm single again? You really just have the same one or two comments to make about me, don't you?
Well, it's not my fault that you're such a freak that you can't even realize how ashamed you should be of yourself. I already told you that I've had 5 kids while you can't have any. You're nothing but a useless, barren old cow who nobody is ever going to love in 1,000,000 years. What were you saying about my daughter being able to have kids? You really have no idea what you're talking about at all. Wait, what? Irene, what is all this about? I don't understand what's happening. Oh, please, Lisa, don't try and play dumb with me. I'll have you know that I'm sitting right next to Aubrey and seeing all the horrible messages that you're sending her. And you really have got some nerve. I mean, you two are sisters-in-law. Even if you don't like her, there's no need to hide all your insults in text. But this whole thing is just so pathetic that I really just can't help but laugh at the whole thing. Hold on a second, you don't get it. This is all just one big misunderstanding. I wasn't trying to bully Aubrey or anything like that. This is all just a prank. I really thought that Aubrey would know that I was just joking around. I mean, I guess maybe if she wasn't such a recluse, then she would be better socialized and we wouldn't be running into this problem. I see. So you think that my daughter is so much of a shut-in that she doesn't even know how to have a normal human interaction anymore? You know, I had my suspicions about you, but I think that they are all finally confirmed. I'm telling the truth, though. You have to believe that I was only ever pulling a little prank on Aubrey. I wasn't serious about what I was planning at all. And besides, I really don't think that this concerns you at all, Irene. But if I really did upset your daughter, then I'll find her and apologize to her later, okay? Oh, yes, you will apologize. We're going to make sure of that. But there's actually something else that I've been dying to talk to you about. So do you think that you could come back here so that we could have a little chat? Yeah, of course. I'll come right back and you and I can chat. Excellent. Do hurry back, though. The rest of the family is all here, and I don't want you to keep us all waiting. Irene, I demand an explanation. What was that just then? You said that you wanted to talk to me about something, but what was all that about? I really don't understand what's got you so upset like this, Lisa. I mean, I was just sharing the details from the test that I had done. You think that you can just take out some papers with numbers on them and try to prove some kind of point? No, you can't do this to me. I won't buy it. I'm sorry, but I just can't understand why you're reacting this way to such little news. I mean, it's not like you didn't actually know the whole truth this entire time, isn't that right? You know that of all 5 of your children, that 2 of them didn't belong to my son at all. Of course I didn't know, and I have no idea what you're talking about anyways. These are all just baseless accusations that you're making against me. Do you really think that they're all that baseless, Lisa? Because I also know that for many years now, you've been cheating on my son. In fact, the man that you've been seeing behind my son's back even admitted to all of this. And while I'm sure that you thought you had all my family wrapped around your finger, I just wanted to make this evidence clear for us all to understand. But, I mean, you didn't actually have to do that in front of the entire family. That was so cruel, don't you see that? You tricked me into walking right into that. Yes, well, I could only let all of this anger and resentment sit inside me for so long. Not that I forgive you for anything now that this is all said and done. Don't you realize what you've done? Don't you realize the shocking blow that you've dealt to your whole family who trusts me and really liked me? Oh, don't worry, I'm not that upset about ruffling any of their feathers. The truth is that I don't really even like my family all that much. But I was just so shocked that none of them at all were able to pick up on the kind of person that you really are. And so I just wanted to make sure that they all realized just how they were being lied to, and I needed to think of a way to get that message across to everyone in one fell swoop. Even so, you've taken this way too far. You didn't have to go and do all of this. This isn't fair. I'm sorry, but I really don't think that you have any room to say what is and isn't fair when 2 of your kids are the product of an affair, and I'm sure that you have no idea just how crushed your husband is going to be. I don't get what the big deal is. Who cares who the father really is? Kids are kids. Can't we just accept that and move on? Oh, I am sure that Josh has always loved all 5 of your children equally and as if they were all his own. And I'm sure that even after the 2 of you get your divorce, that he will continue to care for all the children like his own. A divorce? What in the world are you talking about? Do you think that Josh is really ever going to want to divorce me? You really have no idea what you're talking about. You mean you really think that he won't want to divorce you? You lied to him about who his family was for years. And I mean, did you see the looks on all the faces of the family members gathered today? I think that your days as a happy member of this family are really numbered now. But wait, please, you have to know that I'm really, deeply, truly sorry about all of this. I'm serious. I don't get why you're even bothering to apologize to me right now. I mean, Josh already figured out the truth about this, and he's been preparing for the divorce anyways. All he's doing now is looking for a new home where he can take all of the children to, and then he's going to serve you with the papers. No, you can't be serious. Please tell me that this isn't happening. Oh, and one more thing, Lisa. Please don't forget to apologize to my daughter Audrey as well. After all, you really hurt her with all of the horrible things that you were saying about her. In fact, it's better that you just own up to all the wrong that you've done to Aubrey and the rest of my family now before my family takes things into their own hands. Aubrey, are you there? I think that you and I need to have a serious discussion about some things. You see, well, the thing is, I am very, very sorry for always making fun of you and for saying mean things about you, and it wasn't right of me. So, once again, I'm sorry. I just want you to know that I've thought long and hard about what I did to you and reflected on my actions, and that I was not treating you how I should have been.
Hello, Lisa. Let me guess. You're only apologizing to me right now because my mom told you to do so. Is that right? Well, I'm terribly sorry to have to burst your little bubble, but the thing is that I'm not in a very forgiving mood towards you right now. In fact, if I had things my way, I wouldn't have anything to do with you at all.
Wait, no, it isn't like that, really. You have to believe me. You have to know how sorry I really am. I thought about what I did to you and the things that I said and all of it, and I'm really, really sorry.
No, you're not. You're just lying to me right now. You were always making fun of me in places where no one would ever know what you were doing. And that tells me that you were doing something that you knew that you shouldn't have this whole time. And I think that someone who does something like that they know is wrong for that long without apologizing isn't a good person.
But you've got it all wrong. I really have thought about what I did to you. I really am sorry. Please, Aubrey, you have to believe me when I say this to you.
I really don't have to do anything at all that you tell me to do, actually. So why don't you just go away and leave me alone, okay?
Look, I know that I called you useless and terrible and stupid and barren and unlovable and unwanted, but I just want you to know that no matter what anyone says, my 5 children are all mine. And in a world where you're hearing all the time about decreasing birth rates and how it's going to affect the future and the economy and society, well, doesn't it mean something that I've made 5 new people?
Here we go again with you and all of your kids. I think it's great that you're so proud of having had 5 kids. I really do. But I really don't see what that has to do with anything between you and I, or why that should mean I should forgive you.
I'm just saying that if you compare you to me, then surely we can see that I'm just the more valuable person to have in a family. I'm already married, and I have 5 kids. You aren't married, and you have 0 kids. So I just really can't understand why you can't just swallow your pride and forgive me when you and I both know that I am so much better than you are.
Hold on just a minute there. I think you've been working off the completely false assumption that I don't have any kids. I'm not married and that I barely do any work at all. So let me be the first person to correct you by saying that I'm actually managing my own company.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? What do you mean you manage your own company? I don't understand. Is that true? That can't be right at all. You're nothing but a loser shut-in. There's no way at all that you could be managing your own company.
Well, yes. I know that you think I'm some kind of recluse who stays at home all day and barely ever steps out of the house. But the fact of the matter is that I actually do all of the work that I need to do from home, and that's why I'm there so often.
You really think that I'm going to believe that just because you're saying it to me? You don't have any proof at all of what you're saying. If you really manage your own company, then how about you try showing me some evidence first, huh?
Yeah, okay, I can do that. I'll send you the link to my company's website, and you can go and find where we have our board of directors listed.
I don't believe it. I mean, I don't even know what to say. But there you were as the head of the board on the website. It's all there. You even had articles posted where you'd been interviewed, and I don't understand. Why did you keep this a secret from me for so long?
Well, because I knew that if I said anything, then I would have to deal with a whole different obnoxious side of you. But if you really must know, even a lot of people in my own family don't even know what it is that I'm doing for a living right now while I'm working from home.
But then, I mean, you even had a section on the website about all of the philanthropy that you've started doing since taking over the board of directors. Did you really send all that money to Medics Without Boundaries so that they can buy more supplies every year?
Yes, of course I do. I figured that just because I can't have children of my own doesn't mean that healthy people who can have children shouldn't get the medical care that they need to make that happen. The truth is that even though I can't have children, I've actually never really wanted to have any anyways. But I've met many women with similar circumstances as me, and they've said how much they wish they could have a child. And so anyways, as someone with the resources and power to help out those in need, I figured that it was my duty to give back to the community.
But, I just had no idea about any of this at all. This is really the first time that I'm hearing about any of this, actually.
Yes, well, you were the one bragging about how many kids you've had, but you haven't mentioned once the fact that some of them came from an affair you were having behind my brother's back. And so I don't think that you're in any place to be talking down to me about how great you are when you're no saint yourself.
But please, you have to forgive me. If you tell me that you forgive me, then there's a chance that your brother might not choose to leave me. There's a chance we could work things out. Please, if you don't do this for me, then I could lose my livelihood. I could lose everything. You have to help me out here.
I really don't think that I do, and I think that you're the cause of all this damage by yourself. I don't see why I should have to help you resolve problems of your own making. Why don't you just go and be with the other father of your children?
I've tried to contact him, but he isn't picking up or answering any of my messages at all. I see that he's reading them, but he won't send me any messages back. I'm sure that he's trying to avoid me, and I really don't know what to do. That's why I really, really, really need your help right now.
And just what is it that I could even do? Frankly, I don't even want to talk to you right now.
You know, I always thought you were a really, really nice person, even while I was being so mean to you. I don't know why I treated you the way that I did, but I realize now that I really shouldn't have done that, and that I was only hurting a person who didn't deserve it at all.
Again, I really don't care what you have to say in terms of an apology. In fact, I was really thinking of suing you for libel.
Wait, what? What do you mean? Can you do something like that?
Well, I know that you've been spreading all of these horrible rumors behind my back and saying all of these things to me through text. I'm sure that you're going to have your hands full dealing with the divorce and custody fight with my brother, but you're going to have to deal with me too.
But, I didn't think that what I was doing was even that bad. I only called you an ugly, barren old woman who nobody would ever want to love or marry.
If you really thought that something like that was ever okay to say to anyone, no matter the circumstances, then I think that you're too far gone to even help. But anyway, you should know that you're just wasting your time coming from me to help. If you want out of this mess, then you're going to have to do it by yourself. Just don't involve me any longer, okay? Later that night, Lisa tried to break into my house and smack my things while I was out eating dinner with some friends. I think she was trying to intimidate me, but she completely missed all the security cameras set up in my building. After watching the security footage, the police were easily able to identify the culprit as Lisa, and they promptly arrested her for breaking and entering and destruction of property. I have no idea what she was thinking doing that, then she would only be the only suspect anyways. After being arrested, I was able to press charges, and Lisa agreed to settle out of court for a large compensatory sum. And while that and the restraining order I had placed on Lisa might have settled our business, she still had my brother to deal with. Lisa and Josh ended up divorcing, and I heard that the custody battle was quite a fierce one. It was looking as if the two children that weren't Josh's might end up going to live with Lisa, even though they were begging to stay with their siblings. But then, one night during the hearings, Lisa was spotted acting drunk and disorderly in public. She spent a night in jail after getting picked up, and that was enough for the judge to make sure she wouldn't be taking care of any of the children at all. I was already in the process of buying a bigger house for my mom and I to move into, but after the divorce, we invited Josh and his children to move in with us as well. We had a guest house built, and my mom is really enjoying helping Josh take care of the children and spending time with her grandchildren. As for me, well, Lisa basically ruined her own life, so there really wasn't even all that much for me to do. Even when I was thinking about how to punish her for all the cruel things she told others about me, she ended up breaking into my place and completely ruining her reputation. So anyways, I'm just glad that I can return to my normal life and enjoy living closer to my family. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.